welcome to another video from Josh and Brent coming from the undisclosed location. As you can tell by the backdrop we have here, we're not allowed to tell people it's Chattanooga, Tennessee. But we want to talk to you today about teamwork. Brent and I have known each other since late '93, so almost enough to
little while.
to show ourselves how really old we are. I know we don't look it, but you know, he phenomenally doesn't look anything older than 25.
You had a lot less gray in your beard back then.
I did. This is what working with Brent has done to me. I was not so gray before. Well, today we want to talk about relationships. Like I said, Brent and I have known each other since '93. I was in a testing company and Brent was at a ready mix company. And back in the early '90s, when problems would arise on job sites, a lot of it was finger pointing.
Not necessarily our company, but,
No, but
in general, there was a sort of an adversarial relationship between concrete companies and testing companies and contractors. Everybody wanted to blame someone else when there was a problem on a job site, those kind of things. So.
You know, to say that as we progressed in our careers and looking at what we wanted to do, you know, the one thing that we wanted to do from a testing company was to make sure that everybody was getting the concrete that they needed, the soil that they needed, the way it needed to be done, the structural steel, the reinforcing, everything needed to meet job specifications. And one of that is communication. You know, getting the reports out to the people on time and what they needed, and to communicate as early as we could that there might be a potential issue that we needed to look at. And that's when me and Brent started talking a little bit more about, let's get away from the adversarial type and let's work together on making it a better project for the end user, the owner, and the public.
Yeah, and that started with really just sharing information and building trust amongst ourselves. So when Josh would call me up and say, hey Brent, you know, I've got a 7-day break on X project that looks a little low, what can you tell me about it? I had to show a little bit of vulnerability and say, hey, look, you know, maybe that particular load, you know, once I look the batch weights up, maybe that particular load was a little bit off on some of the constituents. But we were able to have that conversation early in the process. And in the end, the result was that those conversations led to a better project for the owner and the GC, a better experience for the GC, better experience for the concrete contractor, because the end goal for both of us was for that owner, that GC, and that project to be the very best it could be. So by working together, learning to trust each other, and communicating, we were able to get past some of those hurdles that usually exist in the construction world.
So you might ask yourself, why bring up teamwork and where our relationship started at? I mean, for years, we'd never worked together with the company till 4 years ago. We'd worked on opposite sides of the testing business and the ready mix business. But what's that mean for you? That means we've worked a long time on trying to establish relationships and trust with the people that we work with and for. And at Spraylock, that was one thing that intrigued me, was when I got called about coming over here, they told me what the product did, but they actually challenged me. Tell me what the product doesn't do. Why is that important? That means we're not going to sell you a product just to sell you a product. We want to sell you a solution for what's going on in your concrete and on your projects. That'll help a better relationship with us, better relationship with the owners, and to give you the truth, what you need. And sometimes that, unfortunately, might be that, hey, our product's not the right fit for you on this one.
Yeah, so we're doing this video. We just wanted to talk a minute to do this video to give you a feel for who Spraylock is. Spraylock as a company is a company that you can partner with and you can trust to give you the real answers instead of what we would like to happen. We will tell you how the products are going to behave so that you can have the tools in your toolbox to make your concrete the very best that it can be.
So we want to ask you right now, if there's any questions you have about our products or concrete in general, please let us know. We've been more than happy to try to help you out. Thank you.